I was positive this was gonna happen the first time we sprayed for the doveweed, but check this out. A majority of the doveweed was along the sidewalks here in the turf at DMO HQ, but check this out. After that application, a lot of it is starting to go away and the turf is starting to thin out, which I knew would happen, but I'm happy to see that the doveweed is dying off. And it's come time to apply our second round of the post-emergent I used to get rid of the doveweed. So let's talk about that post-emergent. So let's talk about Surge Broadleaf Herbicide for the turf. We had some really great feedback and suggestions on that last lawn care product overview video that we did, and one of the things that was asked that we should cover in the next one is what grass types the herbicide can be used in. So let's dive into that. And I got my cheat sheet here so that I don't miss any of these details. So let's dive into it, what cool season grasses you can use Surge in. So cool season grasses is gonna include Kentucky blue, annual rye, perennial rye, tall fescue, red or fine leaf fescue, creeping bent grass, and colonial bluegrass, and this is going to exclude golf greens and teas. Next up, warm season grasses. That's going to include hybrid Bermuda, common Bermuda, zoysia grass, Baja grass, buffalo grass, and centipede grass. Now a note for centipede grass, you want to make sure that you use the lower rates within the specified range that's on the label until you can determine if it's going to cause injury to that turf type. Next up, any restrictions with the herbicides. So for you folks up in New York, you've got 1 app per year that is allowed, and it can't be sold or distributed in Nassau or Suffolk counties. In California, your broadleaf applications can be made between March 1st and September 1st, but don't apply it to bare ground. Arizona, don't use this product on sod farms. Aerial applications, out of the question, and don't apply it through irrigation systems. The next biggest question we get on herbicides is, do you have to water it in? So per the label, what it says is you don't want to apply immediately before rainfall or irrigation. And if possible, don't irrigate within 6 to 24 hours after the application. If dry conditions exist, you want to try and schedule a irrigation 24 hours before application and 24 hours after the application. Now, all that being said, the product generally is rain fast within 6 hours. So if you don't have rain in the forecast, you put it down and then you just get a freak pop-up shower. Just know that if it happens 6 hours after your application, you should be good to go. Next question we often get is, when can you expect results? When you make an application with Surge, injury symptoms to the weed can be noticed within hours of the application, and plant control, you're gonna notice that within 10 to 14 days after the application, which was the case with our doveweed. Now, tough ones like doveweed and Virginia buttonweed, you're most likely gonna have to make a second application, and that second application, you can make that 30 days after your first application. Last but not least, mix rates. For cool season lawns, you're gonna do about 1.2 to 1.5 ounces per 0.23 to 5 gallons of water per 1,000 square feet. And for warm season grasses, you're gonna do 1 to 1.2 ounces per 0.23 or 5 gallons of water per 1,000 square feet. All right, so now it's time for our second application to control the doveweed in our turf type tall fescue. So let's get on it. Done. That is Surge Herbicide in a nutshell. What did I leave out? Let me know, sound off in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. If I left something out, if you got further questions, leave them in the comment section below, email over to the customer service staff, or pick up the phone, give them a call. If you're not already, click this button right here to subscribe to the channel. You can click this link to watch the other lawn product overview video that we did. And if you want to see the most recent episode in the lawn series, click that link right there. And as always, thanks for watching.